Hello and welcome back to Building with Whip, guys. Today we're starting out here in our totally humane sheep pens underground because I've been trying to get a lot of wool. I ended up adding a larger one onto the end here that you guys can see we are standing in right now. And this is basically just to have like a mass section of sheep if we need a lot of one color at a time, so we can get those all bred up and get a lot of it instead of relying on our little 5 guys down here at a time. Can I get you? Thank you. And yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going on today. We got a pretty cool plan so far today. I've been working on just kind of collecting up some wool. We'll throw it all in here for now because we don't quite need it yet. But I want to show you guys what I've been working on. I did a little bit of work in between episodes, kind of doing some planning and figuring out where some things are going to be going. And it's looking pretty cool, I gotta say. We got a cool idea going on for the market area, which we talked about oh so long ago. And that is straight over this way. So we have our entrance to our palace right in here, which is looking awesome. Thank you guys for the comments in regards to the interior and kind of how we're going to shape out that. I think I got a pretty good idea of what I want to be doing now. It'll be super fun. But anyways, this is the garden area, or not garden, no, what is marketplace area. So what I want to be doing, hello skeleton, is we're going to have the palace secondary, like the living quarters of the palace is going to be coming up in this area. And we're going to make it a little bit taller, probably. I'm thinking that sounds like a good idea right now. Just because it wouldn't make sense for the palace to be starting literally 1 block down from there. But the point of this is mostly for us to be able to have like the people in the palace. I want to have like a balcony out here where they can look out over the market and see their people mingling and all that fun stuff going on. Then over here, there's going to be an exit to the market, which is going to kind of go out down in that direction so we can get across this river that we built over in this area, and it kind of creates a reason for having all this here. So how the market's going to work is there's going to be inside spin, kind of like, it's going to be a really big of a bazaar style, so there's going to be inner area, which is all these stalls filled in. Then in the middle of this, I want to do another like garden area, kind of like that with probably like, I'm thinking 2 palm trees kind of overlapping each other and looking pretty cool, like different heights kind of overlapping each other, just creating a really cool central feature for it. But so on the inside, it's about a 4 wide area on average going all the way around here. So there's gonna be a lot of market stalls in there that are gonna be different shapes, sizes. And the reason we got all the wool, all the different colors, was so we could create some cool tops, like canvas tops for all the market stalls, kind of like what we got going on with that guy right over there. And then, so we got this outside area where I gotta come back in on this bit and bring in the sand up here so we can actually allow for some more stalls. But this is basically the same height going on the outside as well, which I think will be pretty fun to work with. I ended up adding in 2 more shapes of houses today. I don't think these guys will get built, but we got these kind of planned out here. I want to just kind of plan it as I extended the road out this direction. And I'm pretty much out of grass now because we've been using so much of the little path block in here. So I gotta go farm up some more of that. Luckily it's pretty easy to get, so that's pretty cool. And we gotta figure out what we're gonna do down here. I'm thinking we might have to bring the road down in this direction and then have it go down under here. Otherwise this area is kind of useless, more or less, for what we had originally planned. To be able to have it come out in this direction and have something like a little park area or walking area. And we could do like another dock, kind of more of a fancy dock with a little raft that would blow around in the wind in this area, in our pond that's filled with squid to the brim. But yeah, that's kind of just the general idea right there of what I want to be getting done in this episode. And it's quite a bit bigger of an episode, seeing as we want to get a lot of the marketplace put together. I'm thinking I want to at least lay out all the stalls and kind of get a general idea of what shape and size they're going to be. So that's probably going to be a lot of work right there alone. So I think right now let's go ahead and do a little bit of that just so we can get a decent idea. And what we can use for now is let's just grab some wood, and for now we can kind of just go ahead and use, I don't know, let's what do we have a lot of in here? Let's go ahead and use some birch, just because I'm definitely not going to be using birch for the market stalls. So we can grab a stack of birch right here. And we can go ahead and just kind of create little corners here for the stalls and everything. So I was thinking like we could have one right here that would kind of come out and be in this general area. Let's go ahead and just get rid of the torches, and it could kind of come out probably. What I want to do is I don't want them to all be like just straight. Kind of this one right here will probably just kind of keep it like this, so it's a little square, boxy one. Then we can have another one kind of starting right over in here, and it can kind of probably come along this way and be a bit larger, and then come back into here because this is where going to be where a road's going through. So we'll have the road going through that little bit right in there, and then that stall can kind of come out at an angle right there and say like end back in there. So it's kind of a weird triangle shape to a stall, but I just want to have all these free flowing styles. And the buildings behind it, my plan is to have these guys a bit taller than the rest back there. This guy might be 3 stories. I don't want it to dwarf that though, so I don't know, we'll see what happens. I think once we get the extra stories added onto that guy, it'll look pretty cool. Or it won't be able to be dwarfed by the structures, but right now, seeing as we only have like a skeleton for the second floor, kind of doesn't help too much. So I want to have this road be 1, 2, 3, yeah, let's go with something like that. So we can do something right in here, and this guy could kind of come out to right in there. That works just fine. So you guys can kind of get the general idea of what we got going on here as far as the shapes of all of them. Let me go ahead and plan out a lot more of these shapes, and I'll be back to you guys once we got the general layout done here so that it kind of starts to make sense a little bit. So this probably doesn't look like it makes sense at all, but it's actually, for me, it's a pretty solid plan of what we're going to be looking at. So we're just going to kind of zoom in. I figured we'd get a good angle from up here. That zoom takes so long. Let's go with the old FOV turn down trick. So you can kind of see over there, I ended up incorporating in some oak as well. So there's an oak one, then a birch one, then an oak, then a birch, then there's just another birch right there because I want the road to go out that way. Then that kind of larger structure, that larger structure back there, I want it to actually be a building instead of being another tent, just because I feel like that would mix it up from being all tents everywhere. So I think a building's gonna be there. We're gonna have 2 towers there as they're kind of leaving the city, going out into that area. I don't know if that's going to quite be the edge of the city or not yet, but that's kind of something we had talked about a long time ago. So I figured if we're going to do it there, we're going to put towers there, and I think towers on the edge of the market makes sense anyways, kind of protecting all the merchants. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That'll probably be later on. For now, I want to focus on getting all of these guys built in. So we got in the middle here, I just kind of did lines. Oh, sorry. Just did little lines kind of jutting out where the stall, like what area that stall occupies. So you can kind of see it works pretty well right there. And of course there's a giant truck going right by my apartment right now. Perfect. But so we got a little gap right here that we talked about before for a road going down. And we got that stall. We got another little stall that'd kind of be a diagonal one right there. I think I'm going to incorporate that into be like a slime rancher stall or something like that, seeing as the entrance to our little slime farm is right there. So I think it might kind of be cool to have him like selling slime goods and whatnot. So that's kind of where he can be, and then we have our little entrance into our place right in there. It kind of brings it into the lore, you know. And then back there we got more stalls. I don't really know what all these other stalls are going to be yet. There's a lot of them. But guys, I just wanted to... Oh, I thought that was going to change the FOV. What were we at? 82, I think? Something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That feels weird. That feels very weird. 70, 77. No, that feels weird too. I'll go rewatch the footage and see what I was at. But yeah, guys, so for this episode, I have a lot more time. That's why I want to tackle a bigger project. I was thinking about just working on the next floor of the roof. That feels so weird. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I think we're at 87. But yeah, so that's what I kind of want to show you guys for right now for this episode to start. I'm going to go ahead and do a lot of work on this guy and hopefully get all these stalls in place, minus those big buildings over there, before it gets too late, but we'll see how many I can get done. I don't know if I'm biting off more than I can really chew right now, but I just want to give you guys the general idea of what's going on in here. So this episode, we're really going to focus on getting all of these stalls in place, and I think it could be really, really cool. So I will catch you guys on the other side. Yo, what is up, guys? All right, so we are back. It's many, many hours later. I don't even know how long, to be honest. But we got a lot done here, as you can see. We went from just our little layout to now we have tents and market stalls and everything all over the place, and it's really cool. Let's just take a little little walk down memory lane or something. I don't really know. But so we got all these crazy market stalls here. I tried to make all the roofs different colors, like all the wool, like canvas roofs or whatever, different colors and different styles. So they're all a little bit different and mixed up here and there. Some I like more than others, and I tried mixing up the wood textures down below too, but they all have a little trapdoor that you can drop down and come inside the stall, which is pretty cool. So we got all these cool ones. It's going all the way around. This path just goes around in circles where we started. And I went ahead and started working on a few of them. Here we have like a little armor stand or like a leather clothing shop or something. I don't know. We got to really work on getting some more ideas out here. So that's what I really need from you guys. In the comments below on this episode, what I really want to hear is different ideas that we can use for market stalls. So far we have a little armor shop right here for leather goods. We have a flower shop right here, like for different types of things. We could probably make this one a little bit more dense and have some other stuff, and just down in this area mainly because it's pretty big and open. So we got that. Over here we just kind of have a general goods area with just some storage boxes and some bales of hay and some chests scattered around. Then over here we have our little slime chest shop, just a slime box and some stuff like that. And the reason this is here is because I moved our ladder that goes down to the slime farm right there. So that's why that moved. Then on top of that, that's actually all of them that I've done. So I have like 10 to 15 different market stalls that are still left, and I would love to get some ideas from you guys. If you give me some good ideas that you guys, or that I end up using, whoever says the idea first, I will happily throw your name on a sign on it, calling it your shop, so you can be a part of this world. So do let me know with that. It could be kind of cool to get that stuff all going here, and I'd love to have all the signs up all over these little market stalls of who inspired them and who gave me the idea for them. So I went ahead and also I got a little too carried away. I probably should have done this in a different section, but I went ahead and built the palm trees right up here in the middle that I was talking about, how they're kind of overlapping. You can see they're still totally separate trees, but they kind of curve around each other, and I really, really like that feel. I think it's a really cool idea, especially when the sun's setting. You get an awesome, awesome look from looking way down at the end of the city over on that side. When you're down there by like the bridge and whatnot, you can see all the way down here from like there. You can see all the way down and see the sun coming right through the middle of these guys, and it looks really, really cool. But also on top of that, so down here we added a little green patch into the middle of it, just kind of to get some extra detail in there and just mix it up a bit. I ended up putting redstone lamps on the four corners just to get light in this area, because I couldn't figure out how to do it with the torches without it looking kind of weird. So I went ahead and did those. Going all the way around this central circle area with the market stalls, some of the market stalls in between them, there's little ways where you can kind of walk out here into the middle, and different ways in and out of it. This one actually doesn't go all the way out. This guy actually doesn't have an entrance to him, does he? No, he does not. So I gotta come back here and put one in. Probably be from the center here. But you got this little exit right here. I tried to leave it on all four corners, and there's a lot of stuff I added in, like sugar cane and little bushes and grass and ferns, was just trying to bring that life into this region because it just felt very, very dry. So I'm trying to work on bringing that in and adding the cool vegetation and everything that we've been trying to continuously put throughout a city, but not make it so overbearing because a lot of people would be walking through this area. So we don't really want to have it going too crazy with stuff just everywhere, more or less. But I went ahead and continued the road down this way, just trying to keep it going. And we'll get that continuing out in through that area. But it's looking pretty cool. We got the floors placed in these houses. Back here on this little house, I think it's been kind of interesting. We put a little garden back here, so he has his own little private garden. We'll bring this wall up and make it more hidden. But I think overall this has turned out to be really, really cool. Up here, one of my favorite views of this guy so far is actually just kind of coming up here to chill. And if you look down over the market, like say you're in the palace, and just wow, look at all these colors. You just go from the city feel to wow, this is a crazy, crazy market area where everything will be going on. And if you think about it, when we're out in that direction. There's gonna be like houses and buildings and everything out in there as we continue the streets going out, and it's just gonna grow so much as we just keep continuing all this area, just making it more and more immersive and creating this world, this like fully immersive world in our vanilla Minecraft world, which I think is a really, really cool way that we're kind of going here. And I'm really pumped. After this, I realized like the size of this guy, this right here is basically equivalent to the size of what we built here. It's a lot simpler because it's not all the houses and everything, it's just market stalls. But if you're looking out over the top of the city here, we can get it way, way high in the sky, and you start to look back down, you can just see, because of this market stall right here, look how much this city is growing. Just like this whole region is really starting to come together because we have this large market in here, and it's really starting to look like a city. Instead of before, it kind of just felt like a bunch of buildings put together. And I don't know, I'm really, really happy, as you guys can probably tell, with what the market stall did for us here. You can really see this is starting to become a full city as we expand along the rivers. And weird there. But we're really trying to expand along the rivers. I think we have a very natural growth going on here as we really bring everything kind of together, going along the rivers, and a lot of life into the region. So I think next episode, what I want to be working on is over in this area, we have our awesome lake back here, but we haven't done anything with it yet. It just kind of has the sand on the borders, and this is going to be a lot of in-between episode work for me, but I really want to kind of get this area developed up and be pretty lush and lifelike, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start doing a lot of the terraforming and fixing the underwater areas because I don't want them to be sand. That looks kind of weird. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on terraforming that in between episodes, hopefully, if I can find the time to do it. But that's the plan for next one. We will get working on that guy again very, very soon. I like working on the palace and then kind of doing something else, then going back to the palace, and then doing something else, and kind of helping develop the region as a whole instead of just the one large central thing. And yeah, I think it'll turn out pretty cool, but we really just got to kind of figure out what we're going to be doing here. And yeah, but guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about our new market area, especially give me those ideas for the market stalls. It's very, very much appreciated. It's going to be kind of hard coming up with ideas for all these different stalls. But as always, guys, please hit that like button down below. It really does mean a lot to me. Please hit that subscribe button if you really are enjoying this content. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next episode.